Hey guys, what's up, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for a little bit, much appreciated. And today I'm going to talk about a topic that does not get talked about hardly any in fishing, because it's sort of a new bait category that a lot of people are just really unfamiliar with. A lot of pros know about it, but it hadn't been around very long. And that's the topic of these oversized squarebill crankbaits. This is the Megabass 4.0 crankbait, and just to give you guys a size comparison, here's a traditional squarebill. This is the Megabass knuckle above it, so you can see the difference in it. And I'm going to go over this particular category bait and sort of let you know what situations you need to throw it in, a little bit about equipment, and when you can incorporate it into your arsenal. So these baits have been out, I'm going to say, less than 5 years, pretty much. They're a niche bait. They're something they're not going to catch fish for you every time out there, but when you get into a certain situation where everything lines up right, they can produce some really big bass. And I think a lot of it, I think Strike King started it out. I think they had one called the 8.0 or something like that. I can't remember. But the Megabass version of the Big M 4.0 came out a couple of years ago. And this is a Magnum squarebill crankbait. This thing is 5 inches long, weighs 2 ounces, so it's a substantial bait for any fish to catch. So let's talk about when and why you'd possibly throw this. Most people throw, this is the profile that most people throw the squarebill. It's usually like the 1.5, 2.0 type crankbaits, these 1.5 to 2 inch squarebill crankbaits. These are the big workhorses. These have been popular for years and years. And this one, while it's a squarebill crankbait, it's designed for a little bit different application. Like the 4.0 here and a lot of the big oversized crankbaits, these things run deeper than traditional squarebill crankbaits. These things will run over 10 foot deep, even with that lip on there like that. So you're able to probe a deeper depth range and still get the squarebill deflection, wobbling action, and that's the big key on it. Here's the situations you want to throw this thing in. For me, I have found out that it works best in the early to mid pre-spawn that we're getting ready to come up on within the next month or so around most parts of the lake. This is the time of year when the fish, they're done spawning, they're hungry, they're starting to feed up again. They're feeding on big shad, a lot of them. And this particular squarebill, it's really versatile as far as the depth range you can attain from it. So since it does get down to over 10 foot deep, you can get it down and fish it into those post-spawn areas that were normally in the past relegated just for deep diving crankbaits. So the time that I like this, there's 2 different situations that I found that they work really good. First of all, you have to have some pretty hard wind, I found out, for the most part, for this thing to work good. You have to have conditions where the fish are aggressive. So the time that I'm fishing this, I'm looking for 20 mile an hour south winds. I'm looking for overcast or rainy conditions. I'm looking for situations where I feel the bass are really going to be chasing and aggressive. That's when this particular bait works the best. Areas that you want to look for it at are basically same type of stuff that you'd concentrate normal post-spawn. Secondary points, breaks, that type of stuff. I've done pretty good parallel and riprap, like in the 8 to 10 foot zone with them. Those type of places that the pre-spawn bass set up on. But the big key on this particular bait here is, even though, I've caught them in different, times of the year, the post-spawn, but the big key on this particular bait, which is the key on all square baits, is speed and deflection. This thing, I'm using on a high-speed reel, usually a 7.1 gear ratio. I'm fishing it on a flipping stick. I use that Megabass Alkley's 7'11" flipping stick. The reason I use a flipping stick on it is because the thing does weigh 2 ounces and it's 5 inches long. It's got super big oversized hooks. So when you get one of those, number one, you need that flipping stick in order to cast the bait because it weighs 2 ounces. And when you get a bite on this thing, since the hooks are so big and the bait's so big, you really have to move that bait in the fish's mouth to get to penetrate these bigger, larger hooks. So when I'm fishing this thing, it's usually on 15 to 20 pound test, Seaguard, Vizex, fluorocarbon, flipping stick, 7-to-1 retrieve reel, and I'm burning it fast, stop and go retrieve. Because on a bait like this, you can't just fish this thing like a medium wobbling type, retrieve a lot of times. I have caught a few fish on it, like in a pre-spawn, when the water temperature is a little bit colder, water's dirty, sometimes you can slow it down like that. But for the most part, Sage is going crazy again, but for the most part, it's the type of deal where you want to use that burning fast stop and go retrieve to get some type of a reaction strike on it. So hold on one second, I got an issue with Elijah and the dog here. I'm back, guys. I swear, I don't know what it is. Every time I do a video, it's like Elijah's got something he wants, or Sage starts acting super aggressive or crazy. It's like every time I turn the camera on to do a video, so they don't do it all the time, just when I do a video. So not sure what the deal is in it. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys a couple different variations on this. One of the big things you want to consider when you're using these oversized square bills is colors, because color makes a huge difference in it. And I've got a lot of different colors here I'm going to show you. The flat-sided bright ones like this obviously are going to be better in extremely conducive conditions, like if it's raining out, blowing super hard, water's warm, water visibility is under 3 feet. That's when I might use something brighter like this. In other situations, if that water visibility is like 3 foot or greater, which they'll bite this thing in clear water too, sometimes I'll go with the more translucent type finish on it, like this. A big difference on that. And one of my favorite color patterns for the post-spawn, especially late post-spawn into early summer, is the bluegill pattern. You guys will find, if you guys haven't used a bluegill pattern square bill, not just in the oversized one, but in any color, it's one of the top post-spawn colors that I've ever found. Anytime you got water visibility between 1 to 3 feet, just any type of bluegill pattern works really good. So these things are really going to be color sensitive, like I said, just depending upon, the environmental conditions, the wind conditions, the sunlight, and that type of stuff. When you're dealing with a bait this big, sometimes color can make a lot of difference on it. But anyway, just a quick video. Oh, here's one more. I had this one custom painted. This is a bigger red one here for sometimes in the pre-spawn when I use it. But anyway, like I said, big squarebill crankbaits, they're not for everyday fishing, but they will catch you a hog, I promise you. Most of the bass that you catch, like on these big, whether it's the Big Strike King or the Mega Bass or whatever, most every bite that you're going to get on these things are going to be over 4 pounds. I'm going to say that probably at least 75% of the bass I've caught on the oversized crankbait have been between 4 to 6 pounds. It's a big fish bait. It's almost like fishing a glide bait or a big swim bait. You don't get a lot of bites on it, but it's all about quality fish. So situation I would use this in is like if I had a limit of fish, I'm looking for a kicker, the conditions were conducive to that, I tie the big square bill on. And also, don't hesitate when you guys start getting in a situation where traditionally you're catching offshore on a deep diving crankbait. Try the big square bill. They get down if you put them on 10 to 12 pound test line, they will, even though I don't like fishing that light, they will get down 12, 13 feet. So you have a different type of an action. You got a deflecting action. They don't look anything like a deep diving crankbait. And sometimes that can generate a lot more strikes than just a traditional deep diving crankbait. So there it is, guys. Oversized crankbaits, big mega bass, big M 4.0 compared to the little crankbaits here. Niche lure, situational lure, just another one of those things you can add to your arsenal that may add up to a few more fish into the right condition. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Like the video, and we'll be back soon with another one. See you.